Hi, Wayne Holtham here, founder of Synergistic Relationships. I thought this time what we do is actually allow you to discover what's behind the membership. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee a week, you can become a member of Synergistic Relationships, and that opens you up to not only all the free stuff that I mentioned to you in the last clip, it opens you up to our self-help area. And our self-help area is enhancing me, finding us, family and workplace. And today I'm going to work through enhancing me. It's one of those things. What does enhancing me mean? Enhancing me is about the person you are, the person that you are or you want to be. It's not always easy to be you. So that not only can we feel happy with ourselves, we can get enjoyment out of life and all of the things we do, whether it's our career, whether it's all those things we try. How many times do we find ourselves putting ourselves down because we don't think we're good enough? We're not in that place to be able to get the best out of life. So enhancing me comes from two areas. One area is to be able to put you in a position so that if the right person came across your path, you'd be able to recognize that person. You'd be able to say, that is the perfect partner for me. And not every partner is right for you. And that's, I think, the mistake that we make in many times, is that we think that because they are right for me, without understanding what it is that internally brings out the best in me, and being able to recognize what is it in them that allows them to shine, them to be part of a great life. So the enhancing me is about getting down and understanding, who am I? What am I? What do I want? How do I go about that? Creating an intuition that most of us overlook and don't really take a proactive approach. It's many times you have the thought where, what was your past? How did you do this? And yes, your past guides you. Your past is one of those things that we don't want to repeat the mistakes of the past. We forget that we don't know ourselves well enough, and that is why we take ourselves back to the past. We're biased to what we think we know, and unfortunately sometimes what we think we know isn't giving us what we want. So enhancing me, the whole process, self-help, and any of the courses that we do with it are about bringing about that ability for you as a person, to find who you are and be able to take the stress out of your life. Take out that longing of, I wish I was, to, I am. Wow, I'm proud of me. And from there, people will respond. People go, I want to be with that person. I like that person. Enhancing me is a journey. It's a pathway to discovery. And so if we were to look at the Enhancing Me section, as a member, we click on that and we find that we scroll down and we find a series of topics. And these topics are those sorts of things that we would need to consider if that right person came across our path. So we would need to be in that position where these things have been thought about. These things are what we know about ourselves. So values, what are our values? Trustworthy and honesty. Are those things, am I trustworthy? Do I want someone who's trustworthy? What would that look like? What's that mean? First meets, meeting that person for the first time. How do I want them to see me? Am I that person that to be able to recognize the best part of me? Not that person who is trying to portray something that isn't me. And people can find that, people can understand that, people can see that. And some people who feel like they want to take advantage of people, then they will use that against you. So it's about understanding who you really are as a person. The deal breakers. How many times do we compromise and say, oh, well, I think I can get over that. I think that would be okay, and only to find that later on that ends up being one of the problems that create a problem in the relationship. Communication. Ultra important, the ability to be able to communicate and be able to have communication back and listen to that communication. To understand if you're really committed. So when you're entering a relationship, do you think that what would it take for you to be really committed to a relationship? What are your goals? What are those things that you would have in life that you say, that is where my life is heading? And once you know that, when you do come across someone else, you can start to discover and explore whether the goals that they have are going to be, compatible with what your goals are. So it's about saying, well, we're not heading in a different direction. How many times do we find ourselves coming through life? We get to a certain point in our relationship and we go, where are we heading? What's happening here? We're going off on a different path. Compatibility. What are those things that you really, really like? If you're a person who enjoys activity and being out and about and social, and you meet someone who likes to watch the TV, likes to enjoy their own space, likes to be, in their own little world, then as time goes on, those compatibilities start to get stretched. They start to actually find that, wow, I'm not enjoying what I want to do. This person doesn't want to do the same things as I do. So compatibility, like as I said, this is about asking the question of yourself, so that once you can answer those questions, and that's what all of the how, the why, the when flashes out, how important it is to be able to discover who you are. And many times we find ourselves in a relationship, and these are questions that we would want to ask ourselves along in that relationship. Are our goals still the same? And once you can articulate what your goals are, how to communicate, what's a deal breaker for you, commitment, some of those things may have never been discussed, and they're being discussed for the first time. So the enhancing me is about discovering who you are, discovering what it takes to know you. And from that, you're able to look at who would be the perfect partner for you. So let's just click on some of these and see what you would be getting as part of the enhancing me. So we'll go on. We have values, and values are one of those things that really probably are the basis of where we all come from. It's what we're taught. Many times we compromise our values because we're told that we should look at different things, we should change, we should be different. But our values are what drive us. They're the things that keep us. Values are those things that are our guideposts. And we probably can't see them every day, but when we think about them, do we really want to do that? Is that what our life is set up for? Have I been taught that in my life? Do I like that? Am I comfortable with that? So values is a very important part of what our lives are. And when we are in conflict with those values, it's very difficult to be able to maintain a relationship. So you can see that the self-help program and the self-help forum that we have here is very detailed. It breaks it down to the smallest degree, allows you to be able to go, well, why should I do that? How should I do that? When should I do that? And that's the same for every one of the headings and topics we have there. It allows you to become a master of your own destiny. Finding a partner has never been easier than working through the process that synergistic relationships have developed. Julie and I have found the relationship, not because of luck, not because of good fortune, because we took the steps to actually find out and discover ourselves and discover what it was about us that made us the people we were, the good people we were, and then looking for that person, being able to recognize them. Once you do, it is just the best feeling. You have that available to you today. So come and join us. Synergistic Relationships, our self-help, our courses, our coaching, our support. It's about empowering you, taking you to the next step, giving you the life that you deserve. We look forward to working with you, to helping you.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful